In today's episode,
we first got connected about YouTube specifically. So I know it is a different beast, right? So when I worked at Google and YouTube, we would go through with brands like yourself. I worked with a couple of your European equivalents on their YouTube strategy, and it was really difficult to crack, especially in the beginning, because a lot of the brands we worked with were quite short-sighted, I think, in my opinion. And it just was, here's YouTube, here's Facebook, here's Instagram, and here's Pinterest. And it is YouTube, in my opinion, especially now that I don't work there, I can say this. I think it's a lot harder to make content for. Like Instagram is generally shorter, Facebook is generally shorter. YouTube, people are watching, but that's also an opportunity because people are watching, literally 2-hour interviews on YouTube, and they're watching 20-minute documentaries on there. So how have you guys thought about the difference in your kind of content mix with YouTube specifically? Because that might be useful for people to think about as well.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the thing about YouTube, I think for someone who's starting their own brand or with a business that wants to look into YouTube, I think the first thing is you need to get over the fact that influencers will always have more engagement than you.
Yeah.
I think people complain about it. I've complained about it. It's just really frustrating because you're making these high production videos and you think about all the work, like you're you're scripting, like you're prepping and editing and all that. And then you look at these influencers who just jump on. They go pull on the piece of clothes. It's not even steamed. They're not even wearing it. They're just holding it. And it's just really, I think it can be kind of demotivating to look at that. But you just need to get over it because what they have is, you got to think about all the influencers that don't make it. The ones that do, there's something, they have an X factor. They've resonated with their audience. You also you got to think about all the people that don't make it. They've done something right and they get their audience. So I think so once you get over that, I think it makes it a lot easier to start working on your own shit. I think for us, we're still kind of figuring it out because we've even seen our engagement has dropped, to be honest. And for us now, it's a lot more, again, like Facebook, it's you have a paid strategy that's that really kind of like jumpstarts your organic content. Yeah. And it's a lot more, and it can be a hit and miss, but ultimately, I think we just make content that we think is value, adding value to our customers. Yeah. Because sometimes you look at a video and it hasn't done well, and you're like, well, who's gonna watch that?
Yeah. Have you guys thought about? This is a bit of a throwback for me, but at YouTube we used to use these terms: hero, hub, help. Right, and it was a kind of a framework. I don't know if they still use the same framework, but if you think of hero as this big, equivalent of a Super Bowl commercial, right? Like these big flashy things, Red Bull,
aspirational.
Exactly, like these crazy jumping out of a plane moments, right? Or like you guys are having awards, or you're at, something that isn't happening every day. The hub content was about coming back every week, and you're telling people, come back on a Wednesday. We're gonna have, the way you do with your lifestyle stuff with the Lazy CEO, and then help. I don't love that term, but
adding value.
Yeah, well, it was specifically for questions. So a lot of people don't know that YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world after Google. So if someone's typing in onto Google how to wear denim jacket with this skirt, you guys could potentially, maybe you're already doing this, but just having the most searched for terms, which you could probably get by using Google Trends, or if you've got a Google team, they can help you with that.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm trying to do with this actually, because I know people are searching online how to come up with a business idea, how to find a supplier, all these, how to come up with a brand name, etc. And one, because I want people to listen to this, but really that's how you add value. People are already telling you what they want.
Absolutely. So, and people still think the answers are right there for you. What give the people what they want. And I think so many times people start businesses and do things, and it's well, don't try and tell the market and your customers what to do. Don't dictate.
They're already telling you.
They're telling you. And so it's really cool. I met this girl who had her own business, and you hear about we're here looking at these business books, and you're I'm not a big reader, but I met this girl who's now she started a business last year that's already at $4 million in sales. And for her first business, how she got into it, she was telling me how she...
Who's this, sorry, if you're allowed
just
to say?
her business is... Oh, my God. What's her business called?
Oh, sorry, if you...
Oh, my God. I just had to...
Oh, don't worry about it.
They sell, Sustainable containers, and, they're at the front of that trend. It's really cool. Great. It's out of Byron Bay. Seed and Sprout.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And
yeah.
And so her first business, she read the Tim Ferriss book.
Yeah,
and then
for our work week.
For our work week. And she did it. She went and just searched, and she found that people wanted like these feather things in their hair.
Yeah.
And then she found that the search terms was like so big, and there's no one to fulfill that term. And she made $120,000 in her first month.
It's crazy.
It's like crazy, but she literally read like you read these things, and she just like went and did it. And I find that so like I found that like inspirational.
Yeah, for sure.